Hey, today I'm guided to talk about hand movements that are spiritually guided. I'm going to touch on how that relates to synchronicities, and I'm going to introduce a whole bunch of belief systems, or a handful of belief systems that tie into this if that's something you want to strengthen in your personal experience. Um, I'll start off after the attunement by mentioning a lot of the experiences that I've had personally, because once you enhance the connection that you have, once you allow this kind of flow to occur, it moves beyond your hands. Um, just the motion of moving your head to look at the clock at 11:11 is the same type of energy, and it can extend beyond that when you surrender fully, and it's really interesting. So stick around if that sounds cool. I'll put timestamps in the description so that you can jump around. But yeah, let's just jump into it, I think. Surrendered with faith in service to our highest good. With synchronicity held in reverence as it illuminates our aligned paths. We receive what resonates and release the rest. So, hand movements. When you follow the signal of synchronicity, when you glance at the clock at a specific moment in time, there's a feeling that arises in the same moment as the synchronicity. And the more that you lean into your synchronicities, the more that you appreciate them and like use them to reflect, use them to be like, oh, I'm on my right path, or what was I just thinking about because that was important to the universe in some way. Um, that feeling grows and it moves into new experiences that aren't strictly synchronous in timing, but they're synchronous in some sort of realization of a past memory or some other experience that just clicks really quickly into your mind, and that same feeling is there. Uh, the experience is as if you just experienced another synchronicity because the feeling is the same. Uh, I'll get into some examples of that. Specifically, just a couple of weeks ago, actually, when I was filming the previous channeling, the I was walking. I was guided to walk to leave my hostel and take off, and I was walking for like an hour, and I was just outside of a store, and that feeling came up in my head. I was like surrendered already because I was walking like wherever my heart was leading me. I was just going in that direction. I had no idea where I was going. I suspected that I was going to go to a park. About 5 minutes prior, I had sat down to find a park, and the closest park that I saw was a 25-minute walk away. So I was like, okay, I'll go there. So I set it on my GPS. But about 5 minutes after that happened, I was standing on a corner waiting to cross, and then I was just guided to turn around and look behind me. And there was a sign in the opposite direction that said, at the next corner, turn left. I don't know what it was for or what it was pointing to, but it was very specific. like weirdly specific for a normal street sign. And it essentially said almost exactly that. I don't remember specifically in the moment. Irrelevant. But I turned around. I was like, left now, and then it like focused me at this sign that said "Do not enter." So I was like, "No, not now. Next one." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I walked a block, and then I turned left, and there's a freaking park there. So there's this like sensory awareness. I'll get back to that later. That's part of the beliefs, the other beliefs. But anyway, the other beliefs that you can tap into if you want to enhance this. So that was a wild experience, and it's a common one. It's not like a rare thing for that to happen. That did come off much more strongly than I normally experience it. So that I don't want to downplay that, and hopefully it becomes my normal because it was a really like just like humbling, I guess. I don't know, an interesting experience. The other experience I have is my hands when I'm channeling, especially they move a lot, and when it goes to my chin like this. I just did that on my own. Like I deliberately pushed it up there, and there's like this feeling in my heart that's like, get it away from your chin while I'm doing it on purpose. When it's guided, when I'm just like surrendered to it and I'm letting it do whatever it wants to do, it will put itself on my chin, and it's like telling me to like listen. And that's the experience of it. That's just how it came into being for me. I don't know what it means. There's a guy who channels Thoth, Wildflower or something or whatever, and he has a 12 chakra system that includes a chin chakra, and it has something to do with that, but I don't know the specifics. Like I found out about that after these experiences started happening, but it's in alignment, so maybe there's something to it. If you have a personal perspective on that, I would be curious to know. There's a few things in here I'm going to ask about other people's perspectives, just because I'm curious. Like, anyway, okay. Exciting, cool. All right. So, other experiences. What are my other experiences? Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, right. So it goes beyond just hand movements and like head movements. When there's a synchronicity, I mentioned it earlier, like your head turning is part of your glancing at a clock. Like it could be behind you and you'll like swivel, like pull an owl and look behind you for no apparent reason other than the clock says whatever your favorite number is of the of the moment, 222, whatever. Yeah, so it's all like part of that awareness, that extended awareness, like ESP essentially, like being aware of more than what you're aware of. Extrasensory perception, that's what it stands for. Anyway, yeah. It goes beyond that still too, and there's another area where I'm not entirely sure like what the purpose is. When I'm laying in bed and I'm tuned in, like I'm usually meditating if I'm sitting in bed, and I sit in bed a lot when I'm in hostels, so I've been meditating a lot. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's part of like you're surrendered during that, so the movements are happening during that. If my mind gets carried away, it'll lock me in. It'll say, "Hey, listen." Yeah, but for some reason, it'll like throw my fingers off to the side of the bed. So I'll be laying there and like it'll like throw my arm against the wall and just like put my fingers drop down so that it's hanging off the side of the bed. And then it's recently started doing that with my toes and my like feet as well. I keep getting like contorted into all sorts of weird positions, but it's like I have to do this movement. It just feels like such a strong magnetic pull. It's really what it feels like, which is interesting, fascinating to experience. Yeah. So if anyone has any like spiritual, not possession related. It's not that. It's welcome energy that I am appreciative of. But I don't know what the purpose is of hanging my fingers off the side of the bed. But it keeps happening, and it's like a really strong pull for me to like literally like throw my arm behind my back and drop it down the side of the wall. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm sure that will evolve over time, and if someone says something that like clicks with me, I'll be like, oh, and then it will evolve into something else once it becomes conscious. Once I become consciously aware of it. But like my body twisting and stuff, that I do have a belief system that's in alignment with that. We'll get to that later too. But for experiences, what else is there? Oh, all right. That was awesome. My ear just started ringing, and that was the other one that I was gonna say. Is my ear rings when I need to really pay attention to something and like surrender my body movements to that flow of energy. When I saw that sign, my ear started ringing like really loudly, and I was like, oh, moved and looked to the side that was behind me when I turned left the other direction. Anyway, so it's all like part of the same package. When you have one belief, it gives rise to these experiences, like multiple experiences that are in harmony with that belief system that you've adopted. In your experiences that you're not consciously aware of being related, once you recognize them, they become their own beliefs. And each one of these experiences, like, well, if you want to be able to do this and like have this alignment to a belief, you can distill it down into some sort of mantra or however you personally install beliefs, whatever works for you. Yeah, I don't know how the wind is doing with the. It's not it's sitting over a big sea of some sort. I don't exactly know where I am, but that's fine. Somewhere in Japan. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting. When spirit wants to show me something, like visually, it puts my hand on my head and just like does this as if it's like opening my third eye, which on the surface seems silly, but because of the experiences that it's guided and that I'm feeling it like magnetically pulled to just have this experience, I'm not aware of what my hand's doing until it's like doing a thing that I feel. and then it's like, oh, okay, I know what you're trying to say now. It's my third eye, so I tune into the third eye and just like surrender my vision to like, what is it trying to show me? Let's see if there's anything now. No? Okay. Oh, and it does. This is so interesting. There's a whole bunch of experiential things that rise from this. Like it goes like this, I believe, when it's like, no, that's not what we're saying. We're just showing you this. It's like third eye blocked or not right now kind of thing. When it's in this position. I just had like a magnetic repulsion. It's like, get your hand away from it and stop doing that because it has meaning now while I'm in this state. Yeah, anyway, there's a whole bunch of really cool experiences you can have just by leaning into this belief system. If you're already like witnessing synchronicities and like swiveling your head to do it, you already have the belief. So how do you enhance that belief? How do you lean into it so that you can get more experiences, like more significant, like literally turn around and like focus on this sign. Yeah, moving your eyes like beyond just looking at a clock. It can show you anything. It shows me frogs a lot. I love frogs. I have a little bit of an underarm turn on, like, so it has this tendency because it's something I like to see. It's like it will literally turn me around whenever someone's stretching and exposing. Like I just like seeing it. It's not, anyway, I don't want to get into it too much, but I'm surrendered, so, and it came up, so anyway. But yeah, stuff like that will happen. I heard a story a while ago of Should we get into that? Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you might have it because it's important because you might have an experience where like you're always glancing at something that you don't want to see, but your focus to it keeps like enhancing it. There was a story I heard of. I think she was a person in the audience of Abraham Hicks. She was like, I hate seeing people spit, and she was guided continuously to like glance whenever somebody is spitting. So it's like the same thing with my underarm turn on. Just use the word fetish is what they're saying. Yeah, it's a little bit of a fetish, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Hold on. Yeah, anyway, so it yeah, it'll do this. So whatever you're focused on, like the universe always is always doing everything it can to give you more of whatever you're focused on. It will always try to prove you right. So if you have any belief at all, like the entire job of the universe is to prove that belief correct. So in order to change your belief, you really have to, like, to change one that's in conflict, you really have to uninstall the other one at the same time you're installing the new one and just switch your focus to the new track. But if you don't have any beliefs that are pushing against a new belief, it's pretty easy to install one. In fact, if you hear something that you've never thought of and you're like, oh, I like the idea of that, and it's like in alignment, it resonated with me, the universe will already start showing you things. Like maybe you weren't aware of the hand movements that people do. A lot of spiritual people who do light language, they have a similar hand movement thing that I do. Yeah. Okay. No, okay. Not yet. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the light language thing is part of the hand movement family of experiences that that you're able to tune into if it's something you want to experience. I personally love it. When I'm listening to music, I'm mostly like chanting or something Hinduism related, like a Shiva mantra, stuff like that. My hands will often move kind of like, I don't know how to say it, but anyway, if you ever watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, doing things that you wouldn't normally do, they labeled it as verse hopping, so jumping through the multiverse, like realigning to a different path on the multiverse, which is fascinating. Sorry, there's a bunch of people coming by. So anyway, when you're surrendered and the hand movements are just doing their thing, it kind of taps into, I guess it's in alignment with a belief, because when I heard that in the movie, I was like, that makes sense. Like, that has merit. So when this is happening automatically, it's kind of like, oh, I'm aligning like I'm verse jumping, essentially. I'm not eating gum from underneath the table or anything disgusting, thankfully, yet. Okay, anyway. Nope, shut up. Nope, stop. Okay, new focus. I'm gonna cut that. Shut up. Okay. No. Sorry. Experiences. Experiences done. We're gonna move on to belief systems. So you already have a belief that there's something more that you're perceiving beyond what you're able to see when you glance at a clock. So if you have never consciously realized that, you already have this belief. I'm just giving it words. It's extrasensory perception in order to do that. So that's ESP. Like, if you want that and you identify with that label, the ability to look at a clock at a specific time without any awareness prior to what time it was, boom, check mark, ESP, you got it. That's part of it. Yeah. Other beliefs, Reiki, I don't have any personal experience with it, but there's a lot of energy that comes through the hands. I experience the mood. I experience the movement of energy continuously when my hands are moving. I've, I guess, more experiences. I was meditating and surrendered with my hand movements and like really doing the Tibetan 7 chakra prayer affirmations and like really tuning into my chakras. And I opened up my heart like really wide, and I was just felt this energy, and I pushed out into space the energy from my heart. And I did it to the solar plexus as well. And I just like really for like an hour, I was just pushing this energy, like charging it up, pushing it out, charging it up, pushing it out, receiving, transceiving essentially. And it just really leaned into it. And the very next day, one of the people that I watched, she was like, I see a giant beam shooting out of somebody's heart chakra. And she's like, maybe it's the solar plexus. No, it's both. It's the heart chakra and like I'm like, what the hell? How is this possible? So like I know, like I am hook, line, and sinker. I know that the universe is aware of us, and I know that like the synchronicity will deliver it to your doorstep. You just got to have faith and believe it. So if you want those experiences, all of these things, like all these experiences that I'm talking about, are alluding to beliefs already. So it's like you in your own belief system, in your own awareness, can already take those experiences. And if it's something like, oh, I would like to experience being guided to that degree, like fully able to surrender like that. What? Excuse me. Confirmation burp. Ooh, it did not want me to cover my mouth. It repulsed quite a bit. One moment. Oh, yeah, I was getting. Okay, I already lost my train of thought. Surrender. Release. Okay, so. Yeah, I was rambling. Sorry. Okay. Yoga, body positions, Reiki. Okay. So if you are in alignment with Reiki, you already have the awareness that you're pushing energy around. And you're not just pushing it, you're sensing in the other person through your hands where the energy needs to be pushed. So you're already in a belief system that says you can send and receive and move your hands to where they need to be in order to perform what you need to perform. So there's a lot of surrender in that. There's a lot of trust already in that process. I am in alignment with a lot of Reiki, but it's not something I've practiced yet. I suspect that it's in my future, potentially, because I have a deep love and like appreciation for the idea of it. Yeah, anyway. Yoga. I said I was going to come back to it. I'm coming back to it now. Okay. So there's a belief that body positions in yoga. Yoga is much bigger than just body positions, like the West might believe. But sorry, it doesn't matter. Whatever you believe, I'm talking specifically about the body positions of discount perspective that labels yoga as body movements. Anyway, sorry. One second. Let me get back up because I felt the negativity reflect back. Okay. So there's a belief system related to the position of your body that I resonate with. And it might be the reason that my body started moving more while I was laying down, is because I heard this belief first, and then I started experiencing the extended but like more than just my fingers hanging over the edge. That's been happening for a while. But like my legs and like it's like rolling me over and all kinds of things. It's like a magnetic pull that you experience for this to happen. Anyway, yoga, there's a belief system related to it, like the position of the planets, the alignment of stars and astrological bodies or whatever. It's like the energy, like flow that's conductive to can be mirrored in your body by taking a yoga position. I believe it was, yeah, it was Sadhguru or Sadhguru. I don't know how to say it. Apologies. He has this perspective. That's where I heard it from. He said something to effect of what I just said. Yeah, and it makes sense because the structure of the universe is fractal. Like infinity exists in everyone. You are God because it's fractal. Like that's the reason. Like the structure of the universe. I guess that's another belief. That's another perspective. So you don't necessarily have to buy into that, but it makes sense to have that belief related. If the energy flow through the positions of the planets is relevant to the position of your body and the energy flow therein. The word yoga literally means joining. That's the root of it. That's where it comes from, is to be joined with the universal Om, or Om. So it further makes sense to see this reflection. The energy of the stars above being reflected fractally on a smaller scale within the energy movements of your body based on the position of your body. If you have a belief system about your chakras already, there are Tibetan prayers, they're affirmations essentially, like mantras that you can repeat to tune into your chakra centers and enhance your ability in this direction. The two that feel most joined to this hand motion experience for me is the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra. The affirmations for those are as follows. The heart. My heart is open to receive the energy of love. I radiate this essence. I walk my path with ease and grace. In this attunement, you are sending and receiving. But the emphasis is on being open to the reception. So it helps you lean into the surrender aspect of it. Now the solar plexus is even more. That is as follows. My will and the divine will are one. I am connected to the abundant flow of the universe. Sorry, a person walked by and I lost it. Oh, that sucks. Sorry. My will and the divine will are one. I'm connected to the abundant flow of the universe. I easily manifest my dreams. I guess the last line's not directly related, so it was okay synchronistically that it dropped at that moment. But I'm connected to the abundant flow of the universe, energy that's potentially raising from your crown. If you want the crown, it's I am connected to the divine source of the universe. I am light. I trust. And remember, it's light in the wave form, not the particle. more on my channel for that if you want. Sorry, that felt cheap. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, those two prayers, like those two affirmations, if you repeat those and really tune into your chakra centers when you do it, you might experience more of this hand motion if you have a background intention for that to be allowed. And maybe it will start with turning your head to look at something you want to see, if that's an easier avenue for you to get into. But if you already talk with your hands, some cultures it's more common for that to happen. It's the same energy. You're reflecting the words that you're saying, your intention in your hand motions, and it's the same energy. It's just more and more of it in a new and interesting, expanded way. Literally, all of that was just happening. It's weird. It's a strange feeling to just like be pulled. Anyway, it happened. Okay, anyway, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Esther Hicks, the person who channels Abraham, she explained. She explained. That's not the word. She expressed her experiences when she was first getting started with like her meditation practice. When she was falling into it, she also didn't have like a perspective of these hand motions and everything. But she talks about briefly in like one of her older videos, like she has hand motions that were just occurring naturally. They're just like part of the flow of her energy, like flickering through the multiverse, like aligning her physical body to be in another component that's harmonious to the direction she was focused in. So she has the same experience. She also mentioned a feeling of having her toe plugged into a socket, which I also experience when I'm doing the body movements a little bit. Like every once in a while, if it normally starts with like an itch kind of feeling. It's like, oh, you need to move your foot or your whole freaking leg. Excuse me. Confirmation burps though that might resonate with someone when it gets started for you. Sorry, whatever. Oh, and it also sometimes feels like pain to me. It's like a sharp pain. Like I wasn't paying attention to the itch, so it's like gotta get my attention more because I'm really like intending to surrender to this. So I'm dropping my resistance. And Bashar has the line. He says, all pain is resistance to the natural self. So if I'm naturally like wanting to surrender to the control that's already built in, I'm consciously and okay with inviting a little bit of just very minor pain to get my attention. Like, oh, you need to move to stay in alignment on this trajectory. If that's what it's doing, I have no idea. I haven't. It's relatively new. It's been happening for I don't know, like a month, 2 months or something. No, like yeah, it doesn't matter. It's been happening for a little while. But the full body movements, like the hand movement stuff, has been years. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that you get something out of this. If any of it resonates with you, you don't have to adopt every belief. And you're going to have your own belief systems already that add to it. Maybe you'll have some conflicting beliefs. I'm not entirely sure what they might be, but I would love to hear your experiences. Share whatever you can. Share your perspectives. If it helps, if you're aligned to any of it, if it's I don't know, if it's exciting to you, if you have an experience that is new to you, or if you've had one in alignment with this, or anything else. I would love to hear related stories, because an awareness of a belief is the first step to owning it for yourself, or to point yourself in a different direction if it's not resonating with you. We release the rest. Receive what resonates. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I'm like an hour away from home. Bye.